Greetings. This presentation is more audio than it's visual, because visual can be a distraction. So just carry on what you're doing and just have this playing in the background, but please do listen. So here's years 1, 2, 3. So I thought we'd look at numbers. It's again external. If I get time, I may lead on to talk about internal as well. So let's look at the numbers. If you cast your mind back to when I spoke about the alphabet, and I mentioned that the straight lines are the natural and the curves are the supernatural. We'll have a look at the numbers now. So the 0, the O, the whole, it's everything and yet it's nothing. It's organic. It's a circle of life. It's actually going the wrong way in this reality. I'll come on to that in a while. So from the organic comes one, because one is all is one. The question a lot of you ask is, who am I? Talking about yourself here, not who am I. Well, what do you need to find out who am I? You need to aim. Logically, you can see that am I, by flipping the letters, is the next part of the sequence. So take the next step, flip them again. Who am I? Well, the answer's right there. I am. The one. So we have fallen from the 0 and from the 1, and now we've split into binary. We've become two forms of generic man. We've become in male and in female form. But within the mind, there is the divine feminine and the divine masculine. There, or as above, so below, as within, so without. The numbers are encoded within. You have the whole, the 0. You are 1, and yet you are 2. In a fetus form, you all started off as female, and then a certain percentage, which is kept in balance, became the male, which leads us neatly on to 3 and 4. Well, 3 is the representation of divine feminine. It is the third eye, it is the third ear, it is the pineal gland. It's where your empathy, your loving, your giving, your unconscious side comes from. The 3 has been flipped on its side and turned into 2 golden arches and serving you fast food, junk food in this reality. The 3 can be expressed in a straight line form or a curved form or a mixture of the 2, which again can't be applied to the number 4. 4 is generally expressed in straight lines. It is the conscious, it is the divine masculine. It's very much the alpha in this reality. The 5. What is the 5? 5 senses. 5 digits on a hand. 6, the number of man. And if you think about it in birth, and you think of the shape of the fetus, it is a number 6. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. The number of man is 666 in this reality. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, as I've mentioned, says the meaning of life is 42, which is 6 times 7. It is encoded within us. The number 7, it is the crown, the corona chakra. It's your heavens. It's the one that's outside. The other 6 are within. Now nature, when you find the meaning of life is 42, which is 6 times 7, you then look at this reality. Little side step here, Tataria. What are my thoughts on it? Well, it's another proof that everything is a lie. That's all you really need to take from that. Same as, is the earth flat or whatever? I mean, let's put this into context. If I'm sailing across from France and I get to Dover, I'm faced with quite high white cliffs. That's a pretty daunting prospect. I've now got to climb up a sheer face, if the infrastructure of the road hadn't been put in this, of course. But similarly, if I'm faced with the Antarctic, or what we're told about the Arctic, do I really particularly want to go there? No, it seems to be rather cold. But what's beyond the 7? Well, it's the 8. It's encoded in the human body across the hips, as Black Sheep Researcher Channel has shown. It's infinity. It's the number that just keeps going round and round and round, which is what we can do in this reality. But the final number, look at that one. That's an interesting one. The number 9. 9 indicates the beginning and the end. It's the 6 inverted, because now it lands on its head. See, this reality is upside down. We come out head first when we are birthed in water. But what about the birth from above when you ascend? Now the head is at the top. It is encoded in the Ankh. That is your Ankh core, the core of you. Yeah, you've got the cross shape, but the loop is the Godhead, the corona, the crown. This reality actually is completely the wrong way round. The correct order, spiritually speaking, but also can be manifested into this reality from thought. The order is death, sleep, awakening, ascension, life infinite, and then everything is given to you. But we're taught it's all the other way round. This is why when you get a birth certificate, it is the registry of births and deaths. The birth certificate is outlined in red, indicating blood, the killing. The death certificate is outlined with the lines in black, because black is not darkness in the way we know it. It is the sum of all colours. It is everything. That is actually the start of life. Now the marriage certificate, the union of two people, but with the permission of the third party, the government, because you give away your power in that. But encoded in the marriage certificate is the green lines, which is nature, which is procreation. Because it is assumed from that marriage, that union, that there will be a new life, a product between those two. This is why you have those 3 colours on the certificates of the legal fictions. See, we strayed a bit. But that's the way the thought currents go. If you look at the night sky, the signs, now what are you looking at for signs? Are you looking at the lights, the stars, or are you looking at the spaces between the stars? Likewise, are you looking at the signs during the day? I look out on a screen. It's double glazed. Because I'm looking at nature, I'm looking at what it is showing me. That is the real news in this reality. See, the death is the fall into the solid state. There are 4 states: solid, liquid, gas, and then there's something beyond the gas state. The creation, the source, which is within that gas. But glass is also interesting because it is between states. It is not quite solid. That is evident on what we would call Tudor windows, where the glass is thicker at the bottom. And if you look at the old windows, you'll see that they have got a slight watery effect, and it's more like looking into a fish tank, because the glass is not solid. It is almost solid, and so it drops over the years with time. So you will always find on older buildings, glass is thicker at the bottom than at the top, and that is the reason for it. That is the reason for it. We need to re-sun ourselves, but it is not conscious reasoning. It is mastering the unconscious. The double split experiment shows this in the way the experiment result comes out, dependent on the observation. Likewise, when we feel an emotion through something we have seen or something that somebody else has said, who has made that feeling? That feeling has come from within you. This is where we need to observe our thoughts, observe our feelings. What is causing that feeling within you? This is where the mastery of the thoughts comes in. So you are not triggered by things, because all that is happening, you just need to change the state of mind to see through it. You've got a very powerful word you can use. It is called no. N, as I've said, is Lord. When you are Lord of the organic, there's your no. No matter what the outside world throws at you, if you truly feel within yourself the creator within you, your ability to co-create, because it is very real. What you think and what you feel manifests into this reality. The proof of that is in the weather, the winds of change. The confusion is creating unsettled winds. Earthquakes are created by people seeing the implausibility of the stories, the tall stories we are given. See, everything can be flipped over and mirrored, and everything is flipped over and mirrored, and it happens for a good reason. The fish needs the water as its opposition in which to swim. The bird needs the air as its opposition in which to fly. We are given the screen of evil to find the opposite, to find the love within inside ourselves. The glass is two-way, don't forget, because you look out and it looks in. The eyes are the windows of the soul. They are also the deceiver. It's the third eye. That's the one to look with. Even in this reality, you can do it. You don't actually have to look at another person and see what they're wearing or anything. You can be aware of their presence. We just need to slightly fine-tune ourselves, find ourselves again, find out the who am I, and that is the I am in all of us, because we are co-creators. So, a few thoughts there I thought I would share. But if you change your mindset and see that if there is a source of everything that created everything that was made in thought. If you think of what is perceived as the evil, think of it as the quality control at the end of the production line that is testing to make sure that what it created was created perfectly. This is mirrored in what they get us to look at, the looking up at the macrocosm in wonder, while all the time they are looking at the microcosm to find the spark of creation, to see if it can be replicated or duplicated or improved upon, which it cannot, because we are perfect in infinite forms. All we need to do in this reality is find out how to interact with the infinite of the nature of this screen. You wonder why wolves are symbolized as being teachers, and yet wolves are very fearful of humans because of the way humans have acted through being tricked into acting in the wrong way on this world stage. If we wish to sort out the conflict in the external, then the first place to always start is the conflict in the internal. I'm not saying I have mastered it, but at least in conceptually I do have an understanding of it now, to which I can develop. So we've gone from the dead stage to the asleep stage to the awakening, to the beginning of the awareness. So now we are in the spiritual growth, just like the seed. You are placed into darkness. You've been given the knowledge of good and evil, just like truth-seeking. We've all got bits of it. But the answer is go with your gut feeling. Find the anchor within you. Within your vessel, your must is your mast that you keep in line, because then that makes the path easy for the ascension into your heavens, so you can open up the entire kingdom for yourself. It's a far easier way of doing it than the way we're told to do it. It's all distraction, it's all labour intensive. It is all to keep us distracted from that one thing, finding out who we are. It's as simple as that. Ta-ta for now, and aloha.